trying that poison raw now. Ripley too strong. Oh, now Iyo with an upper.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest and
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys. We're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We're here to talk about WWE Raw John Cena crushed by Cody Rhodes after epic promo battle. You guys get the likes as we come into the ring. We're going to definitely talk about this one on Monday Night Raw. For March 31st, we are definitely still on the road to WrestleMania. So let's discuss it. Let's get into it, guys. Got a lot to discuss about the show. Go over what happened on the show. We got like nearly couple weeks away to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Also, we'll go over the grading, go over what went right, what went wrong with Monday Night Raw. Then, of course, we will go over the current news and bonus round. Bonus round for today is Royal Rumble winners not to main event WrestleMania anymore. And we'll go over some stats and numbers and why it's pretty much not going to be a thing anymore for that matter. So it's going to be a lot to discuss here, guys. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things go down. But other than that, though, guys, thanks for coming out. It was a little late here, but been a busy week. But we are here. We still here, guys, and thank you all. Now, before we do get into anything, let's take a moment to look over the Monday Night Raw match card as follows. Now, we got the match card here. We got Rhea Ripley versus Iyo main event, Bianca Belair special guest referee, John Cena and Cody Rhodes hold up the show with their battles promo. We got a tag team of Braun Breaker and Penta first time ever versus Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. One-on-one match Gunther versus Jimmy Uso. And then, of course, AJ Styles and Logan Paul meet up, of course. So we have that as well. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's go to the opening segment of the show. And that will be John Cena and Cody Rhodes. John Cena sucks. They hit that as soon as he came out to the ring. John Cena came out. He let them boo and chant how much he sucks. But before he said anything, Cody Rhodes came out. And Cody Rhodes had some words for John Cena. He tells Cena why he wants to know why, Cena turns back on the fans. And then John Cena said that he was going to bury his rival like he's done everybody else. John Cena said, "I don't bury people, I bury mediocrity." He really went on that. And Cody Rhodes said, very good famous lines. Cody Rhodes told John Cena, "As much as I've been a wrestler, no one's ever chance that you can't wrestle." And John Cena said, "I made money for billionaires. I made empire for billionaires." And Cody Rhodes, he said, "I don't take money from their kids," referring to Tony Khan and AEW jumpstart that company. Very, very good trade words back and forth. Also, and then we also heard that they keep making a reference to Vince McMahon too during this promo. If you guys remember, it was a reference made to him during his promo. And the thing about it was, Cody Rhodes had said something to sort to John Cena about it, and that was crazy too. I do remember that promo being very, very money. I know also he said you're the one who hangs out with Zach Efron and wish he was 16. So he said this to Cena as well. Another thing, another thing that Cody Rhodes said to John Cena that was money. Cody was cooking on his mic. One of the best promos of Cody Rhodes all year now his career. He said, "Man, I gotta be bother you. I mean, if you're gonna wrestle WrestleMania 41, going on last, and your final WrestleMania, the headline match with Stardust that Cody referred to as Lisp." Also, another thing he said too that was also key. This way he's talking about Vince McMahon. He said, "Was it the one guy in the office who chose you who is not here anymore, and we don't talk about him?" So very good cooking segments between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. John Cena was gonna he tried to attack Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes ducked when John Cena swung, hit him with the crossroads, and that was the end of that segment. But let's get on to the next part of the show. All right, next part of the show we got here New Day versus New Catch Republic. This match marks the return of Tyler Bate, who was out with an injury for quite some time, but now he's back. Um, it's good to see him back. But this was a good back and forth between both teams, very good veteran teams. Good back and forth. Now, Czech Republic was getting some good momentum, had good control against Xavier Woods. We saw New Day taking out a ringside, but Kofi and Xavier being the veterans that they are, they caught they caught that of all the how they was down, but they got the momentum back. They had to regain the momentum. They made a comeback. They hit the daybreak on Newcastle Republic, and they got the win. Now, um, they are next in line to go against. They won a chance war race for the tag team championships that they did once last week. So we're going to see potentially see a match between New Day compete for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. It was a very good match. Next part of the show, we had Jimmy Uso versus Gunther 1-on-1. Um, this was a good match too. Jimmy Uso, he has good momentum going to the match. He slapped Gunther on SmackDown last week after disrespecting Jimmy and Jay, his brother. Um, but it's like it brought out the beast in Gunther. Gunther came. He was dominating Jimmy Uso. But Jimmy Uso came back. He had a good suicide dive at some points. Now Jimmy had hit Gunther with the Uso splash. Gunther kicked out, and he just kept getting Jimmy with the brutal chest chop. But other than that, he got him with the power bomb like he normally do, and he got the pinfall. And then afterwards, he would not let go. He just kept beating up Jimmy. And then Jay came down. He eventually tied Jay up to the ring. He tied him with a zip tie to the ring, and it just showed all the blood that Gunther was you know giving to Jimmy. He ripped, he licked some of it, put all on his chest, held the world heavyweight championship. And that, of course, left Jimmy and Jay lying on the ground down. Jay couldn't help his brother, but Jimmy was down. A very good story. It's a good momentum for Jay Uso and Gunther leading up to the WrestleMania match for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. Let's go to the next part of the show. All right, we got ourselves another tag team match. Penta and Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio. Weird pairing of Penta and Braun. Definitely a good match though. That's some good chemistry. Both teams, had momentum going in. Braun Breaker showed his strength and power. Penta showing his agility. A very good parts in the match. I like that.
Breaker, look at the power now! A suplex to the Judgment Day! Are you kidding me?
That was amazing. Other than that, both teams definitely putting the work. We saw Judgment Day putting that work. Now the turning point in the match was Penta was accidentally speared by Braun Breaker as Braun was trying to spear Finn Balor. Um, Finn Balor was able to hit the Coke de Gras for the pinfall pinning Penta. This was a good win because this is Penta first time being pinned in a match, first and his first loss by pinfall. But other than that, though, Judgment Day got the win. It's a good win for the Judgment Day. They start getting momentum back. Next part of the show. All right, we had a segment here until Logan Paul and AJ Styles. London show how much they really can't stand Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul's had a birthday, he just turned 30. Happy birthday, Logan Paul. Anyway, AJ Styles, he told Logan Paul, Logan Paul told AJ need to apologize to him. And AJ Styles said, I'll apologize, Logan Paul, for you being a douchebag. Um, and the crowd chanted the douchebag in a match. But last but not least, let's get to the main event in hand. We got a women's world championship match. Iyo Sky champion versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is going to get her rematch. Last time she competes for the belt before WrestleMania. Bianca Belair, special guest referee, looking nice in her attire like she does the EST. Also, both women had good. It was a very good match, very good story. Bianca was playing it fair down the middle. Anytime she counted five, whether it was Rhea or Iyo going too far, she pulled Rhea off a few times and she shut Iyo down. Iyo was getting some good, of course, good offense on Rhea. Rhea was getting good offense on Iyo. They both getting good offense on each other. They put everything they could, you know. But both women, Iyo and Rhea, accidentally took out Bianca several times in the match. Iyo with a drop kick and Rhea hitting Bianca, and Bianca had just enough, and she had called for disqualification. Rhea Ripley, went off. She was not happy with that decision. She attacked both Bianca and Iyo, gave a riptide to Bianca, gave it to Iyo, excuse me, and that was it. So, but Rhea Ripley stood tall with the world championship in her hand, the women's world title. And more likely, like I said, I've been saying before, it's going to be a triple threat between three women. And I knew the finish would be no winner. But other than that, though, that's all I have for Monday Night Raw. But let's go to what I thought of the show because it was a solid show. My rating on Monday Night Raw for this episode from March 31st, I will give it a 4.5 out of 5. Very good show. A couple hiccups, a couple things I didn't like, but other than that, good. Let's see what people are saying in the community about it. 81% gave it an A, 10% gave it a B, 5% gave it a C, 4% gave it a D or F. So you guys let me know, what did you think of Monday Night Raw? But with that being said, let's switch gears. Let's move on to what went wrong with Monday Night Raw, or the issues I saw on this episode. First thing, even though they looked good, Penta and Braun Breaker seem like a weird tag team, very unlikely tag team, especially these two, rivaling over the Intercontinental Championship. But I just seem odd.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
That's one thing I saw on the list. Another thing I'll mention here. Liv Morgan, even though Dom and Finn Balor won the match, Finn Balor was happy saying, I did this, I'm glad I'm back. Thank you, Dom. But Liv said, he said, I'm supposed to be we. He's not including you, Dom. And she's manipulating Dom to flip on Finn Balor. She's basically getting his head. She's planting the seeds for Dominic Mysterio to turn on Finn Balor. She's reminding him. It seems like Dom don't want to flip on Finn, but Liv's reminding him you need to. And that's manipulation at its finest. And Liv is pretty much another Rhea at some point.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So I definitely made the list. Another thing I didn't like here, the main event finish was kind of predictable. We knew that neither Rhea was going to win the women's world title by being Rio, or Iyo pinning Rio, or by to retain the belt. We knew it would end in a faulty finish. The disqualification, count out, whatever the case may be, especially Bianca being a special guest referee. So I'm not surprised how the main event turned out. But it was a very good main event match. I said that very good main event, just predictable. We saw that, but good parts of the match.
Poison Raw now. Ripley too strong. Oh, now Iyo with an upper.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that's part. But with that, let's move on to what went right with Raw. Some things did very go well with Raw. Things went well. But let's talk about it. What went right on the show? First and foremost, the New Day's finally in a tag team title hunt. Thank goodness for that. I've been saying that since New Day turned heel, they really haven't done anything significant. Of that matter, they cut a few promos. That was it. No big matches, no big feuds. But at least they're not competing for the tag team titles heading into WrestleMania. So we can expect New Day versus War Raiders, or maybe it's a 2-3 team, 4-team, how they do it. They will be competing for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I definitely see that, and I'm on board with that.
Yeet.
Next thing I saw that I liked, of course, the return of Tyler Bate. We got New Cash Republic. P. Dunne is also returned to a babyface who was a heel for a while, and I think they made P. Dunne a heel at the time because Tyler Bate was out with an injury. P. Dunne is not really pushed as a solo star. He's more of a tag team, as well as Tyler Bate. So it's good to see these two back together, because these two, once they get together, they wreak havoc. So glad to see them back.
Yeet.
All right, let's get on to the next part. Cody Rhodes and John Cena, best promo. They just cooked. Best work, these two, man. It makes me more anticipated on their WrestleMania 41 match in the main event. Night 2 more likely for the WWE Championship. So I love the promos. I stated before. It was a good way to kick off Raw. Cody, having more stylish suits, but I can't wait to see what's going to happen at WrestleMania between Cody and John Cena.
Yeet.
All right, with that being said, let's move on to current news. Current news, we got here Cody Rhodes said in an interview, if Travis Scott ever makes his way back into the WWE fray, maybe, he said maybe there is a receipt for him. So Cody got smoke with Travis Scott, because we know Travis Scott, attacked him, when Cena turned heel and everything. So that was crazy. So I know Cody Rhodes, he talked more about this in the interview. He recently did it with Complex, but let's see what Cody Rhodes had to say regarding this.
Well, the next day after the incident, I told everyone he didn't hit me. I didn't realize there was a fan video circulating of him hitting me with the power of 1,000 suns, and the noise deafening. Well, the next day after the incident, I told everyone he didn't hit me. I didn't realize there was a fan video circulating of him hitting me with the power of 1,000 suns, and the noise deafening. That's wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Beat me up. I'm gonna beat you up. That's wrestling. I have no. I'm not mad so much, but I am looking, and my eyes are open for what we inevitably, what we'll call a receipt. If Travis Scott ever makes his way back into the WWE fray, maybe there's a receipt for Travis. Prior to this, though, by the way, I was a.
All right, Cody Rhodes stated he got receipts for Travis Scott. So maybe the next time we see Travis Scott, maybe WrestleMania, more likely, Cody Rhodes see him, we expect Cody Rhodes to get his receipt on Travis Scott. So other than that, though, we talked a lot about what went right, what went wrong. We're going to switch gears now, and we're going to talk about bonus round here. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about why Royal Rumble winners won't be guaranteed a main event slot at WrestleMania anymore. So let's get into it. Now, we're going to show some stats here. We got here. Now, we got the women's have been winning the Royal Rumble. They've been involved since 2018, with Oscar being the first winner. So we have a history of what, 8 winners? Well, 7 winners. Charlotte Flair being the first 2-time winner. We'll talk about the men's too. We'll also talk about that. But we're going to talk about the women's first. Now, when it comes to the Royal Rumble for the women's, we're going to discuss how that the women that win the Royal Rumble, despite winning, which is a big achievement, they don't main event WrestleMania. Let's look over the stats, shall we? If we look here, 2018, Asuka won the Women's Royal Rumble, the first ever, the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble, but she didn't main event WrestleMania. She faced off against Charlotte, and she was undefeated at the time, undefeated streak, and Asuka would lose the match and by tapping out Charlotte Flair's figure 8 lock. Now, the following year, Becky Lynch won. She main evented. We know that was the first WrestleMania main event women. It was triple threat, winner take all, Becky versus Charlotte Flair, who was the women's champion, and Ronda Rousey, who was the women's world champion. And she did win. The following year, Charlotte, she actually went for the NXT Women's Championship. So she didn't main event, she went for an NXT title, women's title. Bianca Belair, she main evented night 1 against Mercedes Moné, then known as Sasha Banks. That was for the women's championship, which she did win. Ronda Rousey, she also did not main event. She wrestled Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 38 of that year. Rhea Ripley, WrestleMania 39. Rhea, won the Royal Rumble at number 1 and had a great match with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 for the Women's World Championship. Despite all that, she did not main event. And last year, Bayley, of course, we got her as well. Bayley did not main event WrestleMania. She went for the Women's Championship against Iyo Sky, previous champion. But despite all that, she did not main event. She did win the championship and everything. But despite all of that, did not win at all. So that's crazy though. But that's the whole thing about that. Now, the thing about it is people were upset, this year. Now this year we know for the Royal Rumble, people's upset with Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso, which I'll talk about later. I will talk about that a little bit later. But let's get on to the men's, and we're talking about in more recent memory. Now we got the men's here. Now this is Royal Rumble. We know the men's Royal Rumble started in 1988. We'll go over a list of people that did not main event. 6 superstars did not main event. Edge, when he won back in 2010, he did not main event. He was going for the World Heavyweight Championship against then champion Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 26. Alberto Rio the following year, he challenged Edge at WrestleMania 27, and he did not main event. Sheamus, he was the opener match, WrestleMania 28 against Daniel Bryan with the kick 18 seconds. Randy Orton, when he won in 2017, he went out to Bray Wyatt, which I still get mad about to this day, thinking about it, that he won that match. But despite that, it was not a main event for WrestleMania 33 for the WWE Championship. Now, the following year, Shinsuke Nakamura, we thought he was going to win. At least he challenged AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34. Very good story. That's another failed storyline. Was another thing to discuss later on. But despite that, not only did he not win, he was main event. And then the following year, 2019, Seth Rollins, he won the Royal Rumble to face off against then champion Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. And I believe that was the opener match to at WrestleMania 35, because definitely a main event. That was when Becky Lynch main evented his wife. But and it says that when the Royal Rumble main event at WrestleMania, 9 out of 15. Now we know that um, Cody Rhodes main event the past couple, this year. We know he main evented the last two Royal Rumbles. Winner is going to WrestleMania to challenge Roman Reigns for the title. We know he main evented. That's without question. We are definitely sure of that. But the thing about it is, the winners this year were Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair to win the Royal Rumble. It came down to those two. Thing about it is, when they won, the fans were not happy about it. If you guys remember, when it came down to it, it says it right here. Fans dislike Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble. Each YouTube video is 26K dislikes. So we had a lot of more dislikes than likes. So that plays a factor. And the reason I'm bringing this up is it could be the main reason, if not the reason, or one of the reasons, I should say, why Charlotte Flair and Jey Uso will not be main events at WrestleMania this year. That could be the reason. And it's and people been talking about, because people were not happy, they weren't happy about these two winning. They had preferred other people to win the Women's Royal Rumble and the Men's Royal Rumble. That's what they preferred. But you know what? That's how it come down. That's what it come down to. And that sucks, because Triple H has said that that everybody's going to earn their main event spot. And I talked about that before. I talked a video about it. The thing about it is too, Jey Uso not main eventing, despite being main event. Jey Uso being over like he has, that's shocking. Charlotte Flair, the return of her, she's not returned. That's shocking too. It says right here, neither of the 2025 Royal Rumble winners are main eventing WrestleMania. So that is a fact. We know that CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins triple threat will be main event night 1, and Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the WWE Championship main event night 2. And these stories are not captivating. I spoke about this before. That's why they're not really doing that. But it's like I said, it's women's a lot. Only, as you can see here, for the Women's Royal Rumble, only 2 women out of all Royal Rumbles have main event WrestleMania. 2 out of the 8 winners. 2 out of 8 Royal Rumbles. Charlotte being the first 2-time winner. So that sucks for the women. But for the men, it's no different. When it comes down to the men's Royal Rumble, it's a little bit better, of course. Thing about the men, when it comes down to it, you only had a certain amount of people to main event. Now, when it comes down to the men's Royal Rumble, Jay's not main eventing, but it's shown here that 6 other men did not main event either. So that's just some stats, for you guys. And I think when it comes down to it, with a Royal Rumble, they're not going to. I think WWE's going to implement that the Royal Rumble winner will not automatically main event WrestleMania. They just guarantee the title match. And the reason I said it, because think about it, you have the Royal Rumble winner, men and women, getting a title shot. The Elimination Chamber, a month after that, they get a title shot at WrestleMania. And they more main event than the Royal Rumble winners, which is Bianca Belair, Women's Elimination Chamber, better storyline, and John Cena, of course, main event and being the winner for the Men's Elimination Chamber. Then after that, what do we have in the summer? We have Money in the Bank. We got Money in the Bank, another guaranteed title shot for men and women. And then also that right before that, we do have King and Queen of the Ring, which they started last year. They are guaranteed a title shot at SummerSlam. So it's just too many opportunities for, the men and women to get a title shot. And I think they're not going to really go with the main event WrestleMania anymore for Royal Rumble. We see that. It's stats shown that for women, only 2 main evented out of the whole time of the Royal Rumble for women's. And for the men, it only shown that 6, 7 now, include Jey Uso, are now going to main event WrestleMania for the men's, and it may be more, at least 6 men, if not for the men, I should say, on that main event. But other than that, that's all I have for why Royal Rumble winners won't be guaranteed a main event slot at WrestleMania anymore. And we talked about Raw John Cena crushed by Cody Rhodes after the epic promo battle. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys let me know what you think of the content. Till then, guys, you already know what it is. It's O-U-T.
Something happened this weekend, and I have been struggling with it since I retired, but this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and be